There comes a moment in every life when something begins to settle into place, long before you can actually see it, not in the world around you, not in the visible results you've been waiting for, but deep underneath your daily routines, beneath the noise, beneath the doubts you never say out loud. And strangely, this moment often feels like the opposite of progress. It feels like stillness, like delay, like standing in the exact same place, while everyone else seems to be moving ahead. Pause for a second. Have you felt that lately? Because what you may not realize, what no one really explains, is this. Life doesn't prepare your breakthroughs in public. It prepares them in silence, in hidden layers, in spaces you cannot measure, in moments that feel like nothing is happening, when, in truth, everything is being arranged. And if you're hearing this right now, if something about this feels oddly specific, almost like it found you at the right time, that's not random. You are standing inside one of those invisible preparations, the kind that only makes sense after it's complete. You may have noticed something unusual lately. Not a dramatic shift, not fireworks, not sudden miracles, but subtle changes. A quiet distance forming between who you used to be and who you're slowly becoming. Things that once felt exciting now feel heavy. Goals you chased relentlessly now feel quieter. Not because you failed, not because you gave up, but because you're evolving beyond the version of life that once fit you. And evolution, it rarely feels comfortable while it's happening. It feels uncertain, unfinished, unclear. Some mornings, you wake up carrying two opposite emotions at once: hope and exhaustion. Hope, because somewhere deep inside, you feel that something meaningful is coming. Exhaustion, because the waiting has lasted longer than you expected, longer than you planned for, longer than you thought you could handle. But stay with me here. This part matters. You've been patient in ways no one has seen, holding yourself together when things didn't go as planned, moving forward when progress felt invisible, pretending to be okay on days when you felt quietly drained. And none of that was wasted. Not a single moment of endurance, not a single silent prayer, not a single night of questioning. It didn't disappear. It became preparation, because life doesn't hand new chapters to unfinished versions of us. It builds the person first, then the opportunity, then the timing. And right now, you are still becoming the version of yourself who can hold what's coming. Not because you're lacking, not because you're behind, but because what's ahead requires strength you didn't have before, clarity you didn't carry before, awareness you didn't possess before. You may have also noticed something else. Things are quietly falling away, not dramatically, not loudly, just fading. Connections that once felt permanent now feel distant. Habits that once comforted you now feel empty. Places that once felt familiar now feel temporary. And it's easy to mistake this for loss. But it's not loss. It's refinement. When a new chapter is already written, the old one begins to loosen its grip. And yes, this phase feels confusing. Like standing in a room that used to feel like home, but no longer does. You don't fully belong to your past anymore, but you haven't stepped into your future yet. That in-between space, that's where transformation does its quietest work. Most people think change begins with action, but real change begins with recognition. The moment you realize you're no longer willing to live in ways that shrink you. And maybe recently, you've started noticing things you once ignored. How your energy shifts around certain people, how your intuition speaks louder than your fear, how your inner voice has become harder to silence. That voice isn't random, it's alignment. Because when your life is preparing to shift, it doesn't just change your situation, it changes how you see everything. You start valuing time differently, protecting your peace differently, choosing yourself in ways you never did before. And yes, that can feel lonely. Growth often happens in quiet isolation, not because you're meant to be alone forever, but because solitude sharpens clarity. It removes distractions, strips away illusions, reveals truths you once avoided. You might be asking, why is everything taking so long? Why does progress feel delayed? Why aren't answers coming faster? But what feels like delay is actually calibration. Think about it. If you received everything you wanted too early, before your mindset was ready, before your boundaries were strong enough, it wouldn't last. It would overwhelm you. That's why timing matters more than speed. Your life hasn't been paused. It may feel that way sometimes, like everything slowed down while the rest of the world kept moving. But that feeling is not the truth. Your life has been positioned, carefully, quietly, intentionally, positioned for moments you can't yet see, positioned for opportunities you haven't even imagined yet, positioned for outcomes that, at one point, felt completely out of reach, maybe even impossible. And yes, you might not see the evidence yet. There may be no visible confirmation, no clear signs, no obvious breakthroughs. But if you're honest with yourself, you can feel it. That quiet pressure in your chest, that subtle tension you can't quite explain, that restless awareness that something is shifting beneath the surface. Don't ignore that feeling. That feeling matters, because more often than not, it shows up right before something begins to move. Not chaotic movement, not loud, overwhelming change, but precise movement, the kind that doesn't announce itself, the kind that unfolds naturally, the kind that changes everything, and only makes sense when you look back at it later. And maybe, along with that pressure, you've also felt something unexpected. A strange kind of calm. Not because everything in your life is perfect, not because all your questions have been answered, but because something inside you has softened. Something has stopped fighting so hard. You've stopped forcing outcomes that don't align, stopped chasing things that drain you, stopped trying to control every detail of how your life should unfold. And slowly, quietly, you're beginning to understand something powerful. Control is not power. Alignment is. Because when you're aligned, things don't need to be forced. They begin to flow. There's a reason certain doors never opened for you. A reason certain plans didn't work out, no matter how much effort you put in. A reason certain people walked away, even when you wanted them to stay. And it's easy to take that personally, to see it as rejection, to see it as failure, to question your worth because of it. But look again, it wasn't punishment. It was redirection. Because what's ahead of you required space. It required clarity. It required the removal of everything that would have distracted you, delayed you, or held you back. Some things had to fall away, so better things could finally find you. And now, you're standing at the edge of something you can't fully see yet. There's no clear map, no detailed plan, no guarantee you can hold in your hands. But still, you can feel it. In the way your perspective has shifted, in the strength you've built through challenges you didn't choose, in the quiet, stubborn hope that refuses to leave you, even on difficult days. That's not coincidence. That's preparation reaching its final stage. Here's the truth most people never realize. It's already done, not visible yet, not fully revealed yet, but already set into motion. Think of it like seeds planted deep beneath the soil, long before anything breaks through the surface, long before there's proof of growth. Something important is happening underground. Roots are forming, foundations are strengthening, life is being built in silence. And you don't dig up the soil every day to check if it's working. You trust the process. In the same way, your life has been moving forward in ways you couldn't see, long before you noticed the changes, long before you felt the shift, long before you started questioning where you were headed. You were already being guided here, to this moment, to this awareness, to this realization. You are not stuck. You are unfolding. And unfolding is not instant. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens layer by layer, step by step, truth by truth, realization by realization. Some layers feel light, others feel heavy. Some moments bring clarity, others bring confusion. But all of it, every part of it, is necessary. Until one day, you look at your life and realize what once felt impossible now feels natural. What once felt distant now feels familiar. What once felt uncertain now feels inevitable. So, before you rush past this moment, pause. Do something intentional, not casually, not out of habit, but with full awareness. Say this to yourself, slowly, clearly. My next chapter is already prepared, and I am ready to step into it. Don't just say the words, feel them. Let them settle inside you. Because this isn't just a statement, it's a shift, a decision, a moment where you stop questioning your path and start trusting where it's leading you. And if there's someone in your life right now who feels lost, someone who wakes up every day with a quiet heaviness they don't know how to explain, someone who feels like no matter how hard they try, nothing is really moving, someone who feels forgotten, overlooked, left behind while everyone else seems to be finding their way, share this with them. Not because these words will magically fix everything overnight, not because it will instantly remove their doubts or erase their struggles, but because sometimes all a person truly needs is a reminder that their story isn't over, even if it feels paused, a reminder that their waiting is not meaningless, even if it feels endless, a reminder that something is still unfolding, even if they can't see it yet. Because when someone is stuck in that space, they don't need perfect answers. They need perspective. They need something, anything, that gently reminds them, this isn't the end of your path, it's just a part of it. And before you leave this moment behind, before you scroll past this, before your attention gets pulled back into the noise of everything else, pause. Sit with this thought. Not later, not tonight, not when everything feels easier. Right now. Let it land. Let it settle somewhere deeper than just your mind. The life you're stepping into isn't chasing you. It's not running after you, trying to catch your attention. It's not forcing its way into your reality. It's waiting. Waiting patiently, waiting quietly, waiting for the right version of you to arrive, waiting for you to recognize it when it appears, waiting for you to be ready, not just to want it, but to receive it, waiting for you to step into it without hesitation, without doubt, without holding yourself back. And that kind of waiting, it's not absence, it's preparation. Because the moment you truly understand this, something shifts. Waiting stops feeling empty. It stops feeling like nothing is happening. It stops feeling like you're missing out or falling behind. Instead, it begins to feel intentional, like something is aligning, like something is being arranged in your favor, even if you don't yet understand how. It begins to feel like arrival, like you're not wandering aimlessly anymore, but slowly, steadily, walking towards something that has already been set in place for you. Imagine standing at the doorway of a new life, not forcing it open, not begging for it to appear, but realizing it's already there, prepared, built, waiting for you to step forward and claim it, waiting for you to believe that you're allowed to walk into it, waiting for you to stop questioning whether you deserve it, and simply accept that it's yours. Because the truth you needed to hear today is simple, but it carries more weight than it seems. What belongs to your next chapter isn't searching for you. It doesn't need to. It already knows where you are. It hasn't been delayed. It hasn't been misplaced. It hasn't passed you by. Nothing meant for you has been lost. Not the opportunities, not the connections, not the moments that will change everything. They are still intact, still yours, still on their way, at the exact pace they're meant to arrive. And now, everything comes down to this quiet realization. You don't have to chase what is already aligned with you. You don't have to force what is already meant to unfold. You don't have to rush what is already being prepared. All you have to do is be ready to meet it. Because in the end, it's not about finding your next chapter. It's about allowing yourself to step into it. And that chapter, it's closer than you think, more real than you feel, more prepared than you realize. It's not waiting on time. It's waiting on you. And when you finally arrive, fully, consciously, without hesitation, you'll understand something that once felt impossible to believe. Nothing was ever missing. Nothing was ever truly delayed. Everything was leading you here.